Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. We're working on this Murray / Boland's. It's a 21-inch cut. I did an initial video on this. This was a 9:30 p.m. scrapper bring by a few days ago. $10 for this thing. It had numerous issues. So I'll show you the top of it so you recall this thing. There was no cable. We ended up starting it without a cable. The spring is there, no filter or cover. Kind of crusty. Harvey and Helen put extra bolts in it to secure the handle. And then we had a blade issue. The blade was spun off an oil leak. So we're going to go ahead and change the oil seal and discuss that, how I got it off and how we're going to put it on. I'll put the model number down below from the other video. M21 450, 21-inch cut, 450 series engine. So I drop you down a couple feet. I'm going to zoom you in. Brisky today, so I hope I don't lose my tripod. I'm going to try to secure you as best I can. I got part numbers for you. I gave you the PTO oil seal in the last video, which was the 391483S, or you can drop the S. It's the same seal with the S or without. Or the Tecumseh seal will work, 25492, the oil seal, and in the comma PTO side, you've got a magneto seal. So I had some of the Tecumseh seals in stock, the 25492. So this will work. I got a 5-pack of those. So actually I used one already, and then there's one here that we're going to install. Okay, who we got? We got a noisemaker. Delta, he's fighting a heck of a headwind. Like I said, we've got a strong, strong breeze out of the south. So I've already started messing with this thing. What I did a few days ago, I kept applying my mixture of 50/50 acetone and ATF. I've got it in a salsa jar because the acetone will want to evaporate, and so the lid here's got a rubber seal. It'll keep the acetone in here. So whenever you're ready to use it, just mix it up, because there'll be a tendency for this to separate. The acetone and ATF will separate. You can see it's starting to separate now. So the way I manipulated this thing, I've got a block of wood back there, and you can see my keyway channel here is on the top side. What I had done is filled the notch here full of the mixture and let it seep down into the adapter, because I couldn't budge it. So after that sat for a while, I just took my 8-inch or 200 millimeter puller. You can get these on AliExpress or Temu for about $15. Very useful puller. So what you do is take your screw wherever I just put it. It should be near the blade. Here we go. Put your screw in, and then grab grab the adapter with the hooks like so, and then just pull this thing off. It wasn't that easy. It took me a while because there was a bunch of rust, so just keep pulling it till it comes off. We're going to ditch this adapter and go with the bow tie. So once that was off, I took some sandpaper with Clucky and sanded this thing down. Got rid of all the rust on this thing, made it nice and smooth. So my new seal's going to go on without any burrs. I don't want to damage the rubber seal, so I want to make sure this is free of any flaky rust. So that's that. Then to get the seal out, I just took a heavy duty screwdriver. Sometimes you can use a pick. Other times when I've been working on cars, if I have a seal that's a bare, I'll take a drywall screw and screw it into the metal part of the seal, and then pull on the screw and get it to come out that way if it's a real bare. But right here I've just got a 1/4-inch extension I'm going to use as a pry. Put my screwdriver in there and use that pry bar to lift it up. So I've already pried it out partially before you got here. I just want to get you up to speed. So there we go. We got a leaky oil seal there. Okay, it's raining oil on Clucky. So what I want to do is clean this up pretty good, and I want to take some sandpaper now that the seal is off and get rid of that rust, because what's going to happen is that rusty shaft is just going to tear up my new rubber seal here. It's just going to be grinding it like sandpaper. So I want a nice smooth finish like I have here on the end of the shaft. So I got to get in there and clean this up with some sandpaper. So give me a minute. So basically I caught you up and it's still 50 plus 10. Let me self-motivate. Okay. So we must be having a change of weather, really windy from the south, and it just clouded up. So my German sandpaper, got this at a yard sale from a woodworking guy for a big box for a couple bucks. Like I said before, it's going to be a lifetime of sandpaper for me. Oops, sorry, Dino. So I just worked that section. Let me turn the shaft and I'll just keep going around. No, we're getting a little misting. I'm going to keep going. Hope you can see it pretty good. Maybe I should have zoomed you in. Okay, that looked good. So I've done a number of these, let them sit with that channel facing up and just fill the channel with my concoction. Go on to another project, come back the next day and see if you can budget. It really works pretty good. It had all gotten down in here and loosened up that adapter pretty well. I tried it without gooping it up and it was not even budging. So let that silent lubricant work for you overnight so you don't pull your hair out. Probably a little rougher sandpaper than I should be using, but this isn't Boeing Aircraft Corporation. It's Tommy Times. I'm working on the ground because the lift table won't hold this thing sideways. I don't want it blowing over and crushing me. So we're working on the ground. Plus fighting it with the puller. I'm pushing and pulling on this thing. Okay. Let me take some compressed air. I'm going to put a little grease on the shaft or a little oil. Okay. You with me? Okay. Just some used oil. Goop it up. Just want something to be on there to help me slide it. Slide it on. I'll show you how we're going to do it. I'm going to put the oil seal on the shaft. Get it kind of started evenly. And what I have is a nut from a CV joint. When I used to do cars, they'd give you a new CV joint and a new nut, so I would save the old nuts just for backups in case anything got stripped. I'd have a nut to finish the job. So that's going to go on the shaft, and then just some air socket. This happens to be a 27 millimeter. Just to push it in. I can't use the socket alone, it's not long enough, so this nut's acting like a spacer. It'll be something like that. Okay. Looks like another American Airlines. So I've got a rubber mallet. I'm just going to tap this gently, kind of eyeball it that it's touching evenly all the way around. Use my knee behind the deck to keep it from falling over. Okay, here we go. Okay, kind of look at it. It seems the underside here is advancing more than the top side. So I'll try to get this to even out up here. Okay, that's pretty good. That little tap got me even all the way around. So I'm just going to keep going till I dead end here. Okay, perfect. Going on nice and even. Keeping my nut and socket together. trying to hit the mallet square on top of the socket here. Okay, a little bit more to go. Okay, perfect. I'm flush with the lip, so I call that a good job. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. So we're good there. It's on. So getting it off was the hardest part. If you're using the right apparatus to get it on, it goes on pretty easily. You could put it on by hand and tap it back and forth, but I like to put it on evenly. That way you don't get it cockeyed, then it comes out wrong, it bends itself. Okay, so blade adapter kit for MTD. This happens to be a rotary kit 17-15019. You've seen me use these before. It's a bow tie bit. We're getting rid of the original one. There's a name there, something Roy. Can't read it, but there was a name there. Part number for this style is 581547901. So they had hit something and kind of shifted these knobs. You can see this one here is kind of gouged out right there. So I'd have had to take a file and smooth these out. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to put a bow tie on because I have plenty of the bow tie blades. I buy 6 packs of these Oregon 198-049. So I got to get another couple boxes. I usually buy 12 at a time, 2 boxes. I'm down to 5, I believe. So the rotary number, if you want to look that up, 6423, Sten's number 335-214. And it looks like the MTD number is 942-9741. The ink's kind of faded, but if you do Oregon 198-049, you'll get a hit. I'm going to buy that guy a muffler for Christmas. New neighbor, a couple not streets, houses down. He lets you know he's coming and going. So how y'all doing? Having a good start to your new year? Yeah. Okay, let me grab a little grease. I'm going to put some grease on here for the next technician. So this thing comes off without a hitch. Just goober it on there. Here's my keyway, so that's going to go right there. That goes on. I wish they came off this easy. Sometimes they do, but not this one. Not this time around. Okay, so I need my spacer. If you need the spacer alone, 17-14755. Oh, made in Taiwan. Well, that's pretty good. I've found the Taiwanese tools to be better quality than the Chinese. And I grabbed the right blade. Yeah, I think I did. Yep. It says 21 here on the deck sticker. And 9/16 on the nut, and we're done for this part of it. I got to round up a cable and finish messing with the top side. But I'm glad this seal's on, and we got this new adapter. I could probably start it and just let it run for 2 minutes. My shaft is dry up here, so we could see if we have any oil leaking. I doubt it, unless the shaft was really rusty and pitted. Okay, 9/16 socket, tighten that down pretty good. Remove the farm animals. And I need to motivate one more time. So working on my knees. I know you guys are gonna squawk. I need knee pads. Okay, so we'll move this here. I gotta back you up, otherwise I'm gonna kick you in the leg. A little bit of end play, that's fine. No side to side play though. We don't want that. A little bit of end play is okay. All right, let's get cracking. Okay. I just had that block back there as my leaning post. Had the engine leaning against that, so I could fill the track full of my concoction. All right, we're doing it. Just start from scratch. Check my oil again. Oh, it kind of dribbled out a little bit. I don't know if I didn't have this yellow cap tight or what. We had a little bit of dribbling. So what did I mark this? Oh, oil seal is what I put on my little note. That was the major issue, I thought, at the time. Leaking oil. We got enough oil. It needs an oil change. It's pretty dark. And there was probably enough gas in it from the other day. Yep, quarter of a tank. And we've got that spring off the linkage. So let me make sure I'm not grounding out the coil. Okay, so the linkage is full open. All right, start priming it. And just to be safe, make sure there's no tools under here. Yeah, we're clean. Safety first, said Sammy. One, two. This linkage just pull back on me. Stay there. Okay, started, installed. So do we got water? It seemed to run before without stalling. Okay, probably carb clean, I'm guessing, because it started, installed, but it finally caught itself. So this thing's coming along. Let's dump it over. I made a sand mess. Everybody got covered. Let's see if we're leaking. No leaking. Clean shaft. I don't see any weeping. Seems dry to me, so I call that a good repair, I think. What do you guys think? Kind of saved this turd, $10 turd. It's going to have a bunch of new parts on it. Wasn't a home run, but sometimes they're like that. You know what I mean? You got to take the good and the bad. Sometimes you can just do a carb clean and the blade's fine and the filter's clean, and you know what I mean? And then you get a ratty rat like this where every place you look it's got a problem. So let me go through part numbers one more time. Hope the wind doesn't blow Clucky off. Okay, so we're doing it. So that was that. Just wouldn't hold oil anymore. So if you mess it with get these adapters off, this 8-inch 200 millimeter puller seems to work fine. They got them in 4, 6, 8. I'd try the 8 for under 15 bucks. Mower or AliExpress seem to work good for me. Oil seal number. The Tecumseh seal is the same side or size for the PTO side. I guess the engineers decided to make the oil seal standard between competition. Okay. So this may be a rotary number here, the 23-1441 replaces the Tecumseh number 25492. This might be rotary. You could Google that and see what kind of a hit you get or use that. And last but not least, the adapter. No, that's not the adapter. That's the spacer. Here's the adapter kit number for MTD. List all the part numbers that are in the bag, but the stems number 17-15019. I'll put that down below. So that's all I got for you. Snaky, Clucky, and Dino. I'm pretty excited about this project. I'm going to dig up a safety brake cable next. Take the carb off. I can see I'm missing a sheet metal screw here on the backing plate. That's all. I'm just missing one screw here, the sheet metal. So we're getting there. This was a 2015, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. Date of manufacture, 10th month, 20th day of 2015. The engine number 8, Papa 502, space 006 3 Frank 1, 0063 Frank 1. I thought it was an 8, but it's a 3. 8 Papa 502 0063 Frank 1, 2015 production date. Okay, adios amigos. Tip you waitress and wait staff. Thanks for coming out, checking out this Bolin / Murray 21-inch crap box. It's on the way to success. See you.